1 chicken chow mein, a portion of salt and pepper chips, and
some curry sauce.
Some curry sauce, yes. How did you know?
Because I order the same flipping thing every time, that's how. It's easy, isn't it, to slip into the comfortable and the familiar. We do it in games all the time. The stealthy archer in Skyrim, using Cloud, Tifa and Barret in Final Fantasy VII, burning through adventures with your favourite 2 weapons on endless rotation.
But sometimes it's healthy to try something new.
Because you never know, you may discover a weapon or an item with usefulness that goes far beyond what you'd expect.
So yes, hello, you've caught me thinking about 7 brilliant video game weapons you never even used because you were too busy doing the same thing you always did, you fools.
The first brilliant video game weapon you never used is Dollman from Death Stranding 2, who isn't a real weapon, just like he isn't a real boy, but I think it's okay to include him in the list, and that's all that matters. This feisty puppet spends the game hanging from Sam's belt, while offering useful gameplay tips and the odd bit of enjoyable banter, and he also has the remarkable ability to hover on puppet strings in mid-air, making him incredibly useful for scouting enemy camps.
All you have to do is aim and chuck.
You can basically use Dollman like a mobile watchtower mid-combat. He's a massive help if you're trying to be stealthy, because now you can see where everyone is and where they're walking.
Seriously, he is indispensable. You should use him more.
Yes, it might be sexier and more exciting to stick machine guns on an off-roader or use a sniper rifle to pick enemies off. There's no wrong way to play, and the beauty of Death Stranding 2 is that you can deal with enemies however you like. But it's also fine for me to say I think you're doing it wrong if you're not using Dollman. You can even see Sam giving a little wave if you look back at him.
Why would you not do this all the time?
A weapon you're not using but should be, number 2, is the Iron Balls in Elden Ring. A set of gloves with metal spheres on the end you use to attack enemies.
They're a bit like if boxing gloves were in a open world, post-apocalyptic zombie game and you got to customize them with, added benefits.
To get them, you need to kill the NPC Blackguard Big Boggart outside the Boil Prawn Shack in Liurnia of the Lakes.
Really?
And loot them from Triple B's corpse. Now, if you've done this, you probably thought, lol, what a great joke weapon, used them on a single enemy to try them out, realised they're quite slow and never use them again. But if you stick with them, you'll enjoy one of the most overpowered weapons for aggressive players in the game that can even stagger Melania if upgraded correctly.
Well, so Reddit says. Anyway, I never got out of Limgrave.
Yes, they can only reach as far as your character's arms, but when they pack that much of a literal punch, you'd be foolish not to use them, especially when you can turn off the in-game music, blast a Rocky-style montage tune, and channel your inner Sly by throwing haymakers all over the lands between.
You picked the wrong man to push.
That's not from Rocky, that's from Rambo.
Oh.
Resident Evil 4 is up next, and the third brilliant weapon you never even use is the terribly uncool flash grenade. I know, in a game boasting unlimited ammo rocket launchers and a pistol literally called the hand cannon, it's not exactly the trendiest weapon available.
The game isn't about being cool though, it's about getting the job done. It's a little bit about being cool.
What's not cool is when you headshot a villager with the shotgun, only for a razor-tentacled monstrosity to sprout from its neck, leaving you down one shotgun shell and up one fiendishly tricky enemy.
Enter the flash grenade.
They are so useful in situations like this, I don't know where to start. You get to save your more precious ammo for something that actually needs it, while killing spicy octopus heads instantly with the power of chemistry. And, as an extra little treat, it does what it was designed to do and stuns normal enemies as well. And you thought it was useless.
Flash grenade, you fools.
The fourth brilliant video game weapon you probably overlooked is the water pistol from Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain.
To be fair, it is exactly as it sounds, so I can understand why, if you're going up against a giant walking nuclear tank, you might choose to leave the water pistol in its holster.
So maybe it's not the most practical for every situation, but it's still incredibly useful when you want to do stealthy infiltrations. It shoots water, see? And electricity and water don't mix. So all those generators and radar dishes lying about, goodbye C4, hello Mother Nature.
Well, Mother Nature delivered via a plastic children's toy anyway.
Far from being a one-trick seahorse, the water pistol also works brilliantly to distract guards, cameras, and even the parasite unit, who stop what they're doing for a hydration break. You can even hold up less intelligent enemies who don't realise it's not a real gun. And if you're really brave, you can even fight the man on fire with it.
Yes, don't sleep on the water pistol.
Weapon you never even used, number 5, is going to be contentious for mega fans of the game, but that only makes me happier to put it in. That weapon is the Drake Sword from Dark Souls.
Yes, let the anger flow through you. I feed on it.
It's a cheese weapon. I don't care. It stops you from learning the skills of the game properly. I don't care. It's a trap put in by the devs because it makes you less likely to level up the other weapons, meaning that when you get to Anor Londo and it's no longer a one-hit kill, you won't want to backtrack through Sen's Fortress, which is the hardest part of the entire game, and I just don't think you should be using this. Any criticism you throw at me will be batted away like any enemy in Dark Souls is by the Drake Sword. In a game designed to test your spirit, why choose the hardest path? From Software may make their games tough, but the Drake Sword is a fair and balanced alternative for those not wanting to spend hours getting good. The Drake Sword is brilliant, and I know that you all secretly agree.
It also just feels great. Oh, lovely.
Quit having fun.
A less controversial entry at number 6, and that's the SMG-72 Pummeler from Helldivers 2. This plucky submachine gun may not pack the same punch as its bigger brothers, nor the rate of fire of other SMGs, but it does do one very, very useful job: staggering.
And, oh boy, does it stagger good.
Every Helldiver and their mother goes in with a spray and pray or a purifier, so why double up? Take advantage of the massive weapon chest and pick something that makes you stand out. It's not just a hipster option, it's a genuine tactical advantage. As cool as the more theatrical weapons undoubtedly are, it's no good trying to show off incendiary rounds when you've been charged into a wall by a berserker.
Anyway, incendiary is so last century.
If you're not in your pod with this in your hands, then be the change you want to see in this bug-infested universe. After experiencing the thrill of stun-locking a stalker or interrupting a bile spewer's spews, you'll never want to go back. Bonus points for pairing it with sentries and having them take advantage of your now hapless foes.
Take a pummeler in with our squad and we will revere you until the end of time. Leave it on board the ship, you're just another fool.
Back to Resident Evil 4 for the final entry. Arguably the most underrated weapon in the entire game, the Golden Egg. That's right, these shiny blighters come not from golden geese but chickens, and can only be found in 2 places: the small farm island in the boating lake and the throne room in Salazar's castle.
Don't be salty just because you wasted it recovering a small amount of health or sold it for a few measly pesetas.
All because Ramon Salazar, the dastardly Castellano, is seemingly allergic to eggs. Although not all eggs, just the gold ones. But if you manage to hit his body with one during the boss fight after he's gone all Venus flytrap, then you'll be rewarded for your impeccable throw with a boss that's now 70% dead already.
After that, you basically just pepper him with a few bullets and it's done.
Who's laughing now, Salazar? Me, I'm laughing because I just beat you with an egg. And that was 7 brilliant video game weapons you never even used, you fools. If you liked this video, make sure to use that like button and leave us a comment down below telling us why you're not a fool actually, and why we might be for having left out that weapon you think should be on the list. And if you want to see more videos like this every Friday and keep up to date with all things PlayStation, simply subscribe and hit the notification bell. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
PlayStation